good, everybody? This is your boy Ced Banner, and this is my review of Marvel's Luke Cage Season 2. Let's jump right into it. Last year, Netflix and Marvel gave us Season 1 of Luke Cage, which premiered to mostly positive reviews. Of course, you know, in this age now where we're starting to get a lot more attention to black superheroes and to black environments and set pieces being put on film, and studios are attempting now to do them and present them in an authentic manner. Luke Cage came in on that way. Season 2, the writers pretty much say, all right, to hell with introduction, we've done that. Let's go ahead and start digging. Now, I will say that I love that. You know, some people may watch this and by the time they get to the final episode, the 13th episode, might feel a little exhausted and kind of run through the ringer and think that it was a little too much. But I thought that it was great to go ahead and leave all of the introduction and everything behind and go ahead and get to the meat of the potential of this character. The plot and the writing really digs into family relations, the effects that parental decisions and relationships can have on their children when they become adults, and how people are molded by their environments and experiences, sacrifices that parents make, whether it be a mistake or be a good decision, but why they made the decision and their motives to do the things they do when raising their children, and how it affects their relationships with their children once their children are adults. It does a great job of really digging into and exploring that whole entire subject, and I really enjoyed it. It hit kind of hard in some places, and I think it will for most people, depending on your background and your relationship with your family members. And I love that. I thought that was a nice layer to add to your potentially just bland and one-dimensional superhero series. The casting, I think, was pretty much A+ across the board. Of course, you have Mike Coulter, who plays Luke Cage, and you can take him or leave him. I think that Luke Cage is the type of character and hero that you don't need anyone extra dramatic or real serious method actor to play. You just need someone who pretty much presents and shows and exudes power on the screen, but can also show an opposite side to that. And I think Mike Coulter does that pretty well. I will say the revelation for me in this series, or in this season, is Malik Shakir, who plays Bushmaster. Does an awesome job, and Bushmaster is one of those characters that I remember from my childhood. Like I said, didn't grow up really reading comics. I just watched movies and cartoons, but I do remember owning several Luke Cage comics, and I don't even remember who bought them for me. And I remember reading some about Bushmaster, so seeing him now on screen and presented the way he was, I thought was very cool. Overall, Malik Shakir killed it. He killed it in his role, and I definitely want to see a lot more of him playing this guy, maybe in some other franchises as well. Woodard is the villain. Of course, playing Black Mariah, she killed it again. I mean, it's Alfre Woodard. You may feel like she gets too dramatic or she does too much a lot of times in her roles, but I think that she adds a quality to the project she's in that would otherwise not be present. And I think she does that here. And by the time you get to the end of the season, you should definitely hate her. And I think that's just the sign of a great actress. As far as the plot goes, like I said at the beginning of the review, this second season gets deeper, dealing with family relations, dealing with crime, and the way that there are different layers to crime and issues, not only within Harlem in this case in the show, but overall. There are a lot of parallels with society and current events in real life in this show, and they actually say that in a lot of cases. There are a lot of lines that you'll recognize from the current president's campaign. There are a lot of lines that relate to, a lot of huge injustices and crimes that we've seen in the media over the past couple of years. And I think that they were worked in a great way. It didn't come off cheesy or preachy. It was more so presented in a very authentic manner that made you feel things you may not have felt when you initially heard these things in real, or witnessed or saw these things in real life. Once again, like season 1 is on point. A lot of, you got your New York underground hip hop, a lot of blues. You got your Wu-Tang and KRS-One. We had a lot of reggae now that Bushmaster and the Yardies are in town. I really liked that. That was great. Awesome appearance from Jada Kiss and Faith Evans doing a tribute to Biggie as his painting goes back up onto the wall there in the Paradise Club in Harlem, which is an awesome scene. If you watched New York Undercover back in the day, in my opinion, it's one of the best shows ever made. Every episode they had a climatic scene or a very emotional or powerful scene that was going on while an artist was performing a song there in the club. And that's pretty much what they're doing here on Luke Cage, and I love it. I think it's great, and I think it makes even episodes that are otherwise a little mediocre better. It raises. Back to casting, I gotta say I thought it was extremely cool that the late actor Reg Cathy was cast as Reverend Lucas, the father of Luke Cage, in this season. He of course passed away just I think a couple of months ago, but he's in at least the first 60 or 70% of this season, and his chemistry with Mike Coulter on screen I thought was awesome. I think that he was cast perfectly because the type of character Reverend Lucas is, if you grew up under any black parents, you're going to recognize some of them in this character. And I thought it was just awesome, man. And I think it's, it's unfortunate that we lost him and he is gone, of course. But what a way to leave your legacy and go out with a bang, for lack of a better way to put it. He really left a great final performance in my opinion. Ramble on for a few more minutes, but I'm not going to do it. So that's all I'll say about season 2 of Luke Cage. My rating is dark, gritty, and necessary. That's how I'll rate this season. Like I said, it gets heavy, it gets dark, definitely out of character for Marvel overall. They don't pull any punches here. There might be several scenes where you actually sit back and think, oh, they went too far there. And I love that. That's just, that's my type of entertainment. But, this definitely isn't for children. And I enjoy being able to sit and watch something that's definitely set up for a more mature crowd, yet you still get to enjoy that childhood superhero aspect. And then for black viewers, I think you will definitely feel a lot of authenticity overall here. There are some little corny zingers and one-liners thrown in where they might try a little too hard, but overall it doesn't kill the final product. It's weird, but the last 15 minutes of it I love because it's kind of a twist. It gets real heavy, it gets real dark, and I'm excited to see where they go now in season 3. So that concludes my review of season 2 of Marvel's Luke Cage. Until my next review,